Hey YouTube, I'm back and I am on location in Papua New Guinea. This is my home I grew up with. It is Sunday, the 30th of October, 30th October, 7 a.m. The sun is just starting to come up now. Anyway, I will give you a tour of the yard we've got here. So we've got a bit of a marina here, a few boats, one working ship. This ship goes and carries our coconut. Morning! It's a god. Security. That ship goes out to the islands and collects coconut, copra, and cocoa and sells some goods. Yeah, so I've got a couple coconut trees there. Some more coconut trees there. And I've planted some of these lower coconut trees a few years ago, so I just want to show you those. So this is the town that I grew up in. I was born at this town. It's Kimbe, West New Britain province in Papua New Guinea. For those of you that don't know where the hell Papua New Guinea is, it's a country that borders Indonesia, just to the north of Australia. So Indonesia's on the left, north, and Papua New Guinea is on the right hand side. So literally directly north of Australia. I think I'll start here with these coconut trees. So these trees I planted 4 years ago in 2018 with a gardener here. I went around and collected some, and like look at this height. Okay, so I am over 6 feet. That's my hand. So that's like 2.5 meters at the top of my hand. 4 years. This was nothing. This was literally a coconut with a tiny little bit of a shoot coming out the top of it. And we're up there, what are we now? 10 meters? This is the other one here. And these ones above, I've got a row there. So those are green ones. Well, green slash tan. And then there's this tall one up here. See if I can zoom in there. They're the yellow ones. So I planted a couple yellow ones going this way towards the ocean, and then I planted some more green ones going along this side. So here's some of the coconuts, karai we call it here, that have just fallen overnight. I mean, these ones are even taller than those. So that'd be like, I don't even know, 16 meters, 12 meters. Absolutely insane, the growth here. So the temperature is pretty much around 30 degrees Celsius year round. So an average hot day in Australia and the States. Some of you may notice this one. This is the Queen purple mangosteen. To show you the trunk. So this one, I believe this is 6 years old now and has not fruited yet. So my mom planted this, and my sister-in-law lives nearby. She's been looking after it. She told me yesterday though that one of her friends planted on a year before this one, and she said hers has just started fruiting this year for the first time. So I just did a good look through to try and see if there were any little baby fruit or flowers I can see, but I can't see anything. So hopefully next year if I come back, I'm gonna have some, for the first time on this property, some perfectly... Hello Jasper, this is Jasper, one of the security dogs. Some fresh purple mangosteens. So this is another baby one. This one, I believe, I got this one, and the gardener has been nurturing it in the little greenhouse nursery here. They've put the mound definitely way too high because it's not like mulch like in Australia, so they use dirt. I'll show you because I think there's a problem that's happening now. Yeah, there's a problem with an achacha, so I brought up an achacha seed a few years ago, I think 3 years ago. There's a couple other ones. Anyway, he's planted this one, and as you can see, not happy. Not happy. Look, it's covered in soot. So I'm just sort of teaching them. The plant doesn't look happy. The tree doesn't look happy. It's getting bugs and pests. It doesn't need pesticides. It's not happy. So look at this. They've buried it way too high. Yes, Jasper, you're gonna come do the rounds with me? So I'll sort that out this week with the gardener. Might actually replant it because I don't like this position. So we've got this coconut which we've planted 4 years ago, but this mammoth one up here, I mean, some of those coconuts there drop, boom, my charger's gone in one hit. Okay, let me show you what's around here. This is a soursop. This tree is about 10 years old. Oh, actually, I should tell you, these coconut trees were a wedding gift from my dad, from 2 different people actually. And this coconut tree is 40 years old. When was my dad married? 1978. So yeah, 40, 50 years old, literally going to 50 years old, I think that's the math. And the exact same with the yellow ones that's up there. Yeah, 1948. I'll have to confirm that with my dad. Anyway, so this is a soursop. We've had iterations of soursops planted here over the years, you know, some over there. Anyway, this is where it's at now. And this is about 8 years old now, I'd say. And I had some delicious soursop the other night. I just imploded. I just saw one on the ground. This has been demolished by some bats overnight. Yeah, we put some here. You can smell that soursop, distinct soursop smell, you know? Yeah, so these, what I find here is in PNG is that these soursop just sort of keep fruiting, like pretty much year round. As they ripen, they'll either drop or people will pick them, and then as the seasons sort of change, because we only have warm season, they call it rainy season, and dry season here. But even the dry season is still humid and wet. The grass never gets watered and stays this green color 24/7, 365 days a year. I think once in my childhood there was a bit of a drought and I saw the whole field went brown. There was once in my whole life, so yes, pretty rare. Honestly, I don't know a lot of the. So my sister-in-law is planting all of these. People are going to get mad at me, the plant specialists, because I really don't know any of these names. But I said to her, this is stunning. I've never seen this before. It's like, it looks like a taro plant, but I don't believe this is a taro. I think it may be a species or something. So like an elephant ear, the black stem, just beautiful. And this black is so dark, it's striking. All these like ginger plants, and she said there's some turmeric tucked in here as well. I probably should ask her for the names of all these things so I can write them down, because people are definitely going to be commenting. There's just sort of different species tucked in everywhere. I'm still busy with all my fruiting plants, so I don't really bother too much with all the rest yet. This is the hedge of gardenias I planted. which is so beautiful. Let me see. Here's a nice, pretty young one. Some palms. They have some betel nut palms growing here as well, but if you know about betel nut, you know in PNG this is a staple. Nobody here actually eats it though, so they're literally just grown different types of palms just for the beauty. Look at this one. I've got a guava here. I've also told them this mounding situation that the gardener has been doing is not good. Because in Australia you want to mound, and well in the States as well, you want to mound things, right? You want to put the mulch or what's, but you don't put it up to the trunks of the trees. So the feeder roots of the trees can, you know, get the compost and get all the nutrients from it. But everything's so humid here, so you don't need to mound it, and he's done it with dirt, so I believe that's suffocating things a bit. So this is a guava. This is the white round guavas. See this size. Now I've noticed a lot of these guavas, they're just letting them rot in the tree, and yeah, see this here. So flying fox is eating that. When I was young, these were the size of softballs, like massive. So that's not happy, so I'm going to sort that one out as well. That is one problem here. People don't really know the variety names of these things. So if you've got a white guava, they call it a white guava. If you've got a pink guava, they call it a pink guava. They're not really specific on the names. Yeah, look at these, beautiful. What are you doing there? That might be a turmeric or a ginger. So, yes, let me try find what other plants we got here. Different orchids, some succulents. There's a lot of trellising plants that my sister-in-law is planting. She likes these trellising plants. They grow up. There's just dozens of them. Didn't really have those growing up here, but she's obsessed with them, so they're beautiful. Different ferns and things. Frangipani. Frangipanis are a staple here, just like in all over the Pacific. What is this one? This is a... oh, I forgot the name. Hibiscus, there we go. Beautiful white variegated variety. Different ferns. Just trying to find an exit so I can get out of here. This section. Here we go. Yeah, so this hedge, this is the driveway. Large pomelo tree. I'll show you that. This is a avocado tree. This tree is, I think this is about 10 years old, and they keep having issues with this not bearing enough. So it flowers and flowers and flowers, and it'll just produce, you know, 5, 4. It's just, they call it, they say 1-1. Himsakarem 1-1, which means like it'll just bear one at a time, like every once in a while. So when this tree was, I think that's the mark there, that height, people were complaining about it because they were just saying, you know, out of 100,000 flowers, you're getting 2 avocados. So I hacked it back, gave it a very hard prune, and I told them to, if it's raining, when the flowers are on, if you can cover the flowers. Anyway, I think that is what the problem is here. Every time it flowers, we just get these thunderstorms that roll through in the afternoon and just downpours, heavy downpours. So the flowers don't really have a chance to pollinate because it's just so humid and wet here. And I think, you know, people say, oh no, it's just this tree and stuff, but avocados they like it more dry, right? They grow in Mexico, don't they? In these arid, dry climates. So water is an issue there. Water is not an issue here. So I know a lot of people have avocados here, but at the markets you won't find a ton of avocados. So that's my theory on it. Oh yeah, and this is another sad story. So this is a guava tree. I believe this is a pink fleshed one, but it's also round. So we always had the Hawaiian one, which is more of the pear shaped. Anyway, these ones they're just loaded with fruit fly, which is so sad to me because when I grew up here, you know, I lived in the mango trees, the guava trees, and we never ever had fruit fly. And it's a bit difficult when your tree's, you know, 6 meters tall to start bagging things. Sometimes we have gardeners who are, you know, in their 20s, and that's, you know, they can climb the trees. We've had gardeners literally climb up those coconut trees up there. But now over the years, everyone's getting older, so we're using ladders, or sometimes they'd even get the crane down here and collect coconuts. But this is why I planted these younger coconuts, because the crane can't even reach that with its boom reached out. Still can't even pick them. What have we got here? This is not calamansi, this is a kumquat. Yes, it's a kumquat. I don't know the variety. It is sour, but it has that delicious, distinct kumquat flavor. Beautiful kumquat. Everyone should own a kumquat and make your juices. Better than a orange juice, better than a lemon juice. This is a pomelo. So this is they call this a red pomelo. That's what we know. Yes, dozens of them. Tons and tons and tons. And these pomelos also fruit pretty much 3/4 of the year round. You can always pick fruit. I may have to break this video up because it's going to be too bloody long.